since my last story time video, which I did a few weeks ago, I did a story time video about how my house is friggin' haunted. I will leave a link down below, or you can click here and that will take you to that video. I've been getting comments all the time, please do more story time videos. So I'm going to tell you another friggin' story. I like these because they're easy to film and I can just kind of be myself and sit here. It's like a little therapy session really. So I'm going to tell you another story. This one isn't as lighthearted as the last one. At the time when it happened, I did post on Instagram about it and on Twitter, but I never actually told you what happened. I just told you that I got my ass kicked, which obviously isn't fun. But I thought I would share you the story of this, and because it kind of makes you more aware of the people that live in this world and how fucking mental some people are. So this is the story of how I got beat up. We would call it jumped here in the UK. It's like when you're beaten up but not for a purpose and you're kind of like ambushed and attacked. We would call that being jumped, so that is what happened. It's also kind of like being mugged, but without having things taken from you. So this story starts obviously 2 or 3 years ago. It was actually at a Nicki Minaj concert in Sheffield at the Motorpoint Arena. I went with a group of, I'm going to say there was about 8 people in my group. Yeah, still my closest group of friends current day. So you know how in an arena you have the floor, which is like the standing bit, and then you have the bits that go up the sides that are all seats. So I was in the standing area right down at the bottom, so if I looked up I could just see seats and seats and seats going all the way up, and it was packed that night. So we watched the concert, it was great, Nicki, Queen, and then it finished and we were chilling. We kind of just hung around a little bit for it to quiet down, and it did. And you know how in an arena, when you say you're coming into an arena from outside, and then there's the walkway that runs all the way around where you buy like drinks and merchandise and stuff, and then they have the little alleyways you walk through and then you can see the entire arena. So I'm going to call these things alleyways. I don't know what they're actually called. I was walking with 1 or 2 of my friends. All the others had already reached the top because we were just being really slow. So we were walking up the stairs to get to the alleyway thing, walking up the stairs because obviously we were on the bottom, and I got to the top of the stairs and there were these 3 girls, and one of them said, "Did you just swear at my mum?" Even to this day I'm just like, what? And yeah, that's the first thing to say. Not that it's important, but these 3 girls were all of a different race to what I am. I'm not going to say what race they were because that's not really important, but it was obvious that they were family, and there was an older woman with her that I think was her mom, and then I think maybe her sister, and they all looked kind of similar. So she said, "Did you just swear at my mum?" Like that, like really common accent. And I went to say no, but as I said no, I got punched in the face. I was like, no, I must have got to no, and then it was like poof, in the face, and I was like, holy shit. It was hell happening and I wasn't fighting back, and I was just kind of, is this happening? And I was like, is this happening? You know, like really, it was just weird. It was like an out of body experience. And the worst part about it, all these 3 were on me, one singular, because my friend that I was stood with had gone ahead and didn't realise that this was happening. They had their hands like up in my hair, you know, like at the back, right at the root, fisted like that, full of hair, like here, dragging my head around, and there's 3 of them, so I was getting punched, like kicked, and then one was in here swinging my head around, so I couldn't see what was going on because my head was like here and then here and here, and I couldn't move my arms because I couldn't see where anything was. And I thought, these girls are trying to mug me, like this must be what's going on. And I saw that my friend had seen what was going on, and she started walking back towards me, and I just took my bag off and I threw it on the floor where she was to kind of say like, save my bag, don't let them steal from me. And then when I was on the floor, they started kicking me in the head. That was really blurry. That was kind of like something that you see in a film when someone's really disorientated, like exactly like that. But all my other friends, like the other 6 or 7 friends that were ahead, had come back, and I could see them like starting to reach in and trying to pull people off. And then I kind of blacked out a little bit. Next thing I remember, I was stood up, and and this woman who just attacked me was stood in front of me, and the look of anger in their face, and I was like, I haven't done anything, and they were just staring at me, and they were trying to get at me, and people were holding them back. And my whole body just overcame with this rage. It's like adrenaline started at my toes, worked its way up my body, and then I just felt it, and it like went in my throat, and I felt really red, and I just this rage, and I ran towards this woman who I think was the mom, because she was older. She was like 40 or something. I ran towards this woman and just punched her in the face. Like, it felt like I was dreaming. Like, you know when you punch something in a dream and you're not, and it just feels like you're punching air? It was like that, but with all my strength, I punched her in the face. And then straight away, all 3 of them again were on me, and I was on the floor again. Security, by the way, great security, Motor Point Arena, nowhere to be seen. They didn't do shit all, by the way. Basically, other people got them off. And then the stewards came, and the 3 girls ran off, and they went outside, and that was it. That was the last I saw of them. It was a totally like random attack, or I don't know if it was a case of like mistaken identity or what. I have no idea, but these 3 fucking girls beat me up to the point that I blacked out. Should say, by the way, through all this, while they were punching me, kicking me in the head, pulling my hair, it didn't hurt. Like, nothing was painful, and I think that's adrenaline kind of protecting you. Like, that shit should have really hurt me, and I didn't feel anything. Like, I could feel it was happening, but it didn't hurt. But yeah, what made me cry was my head was hurting, and I went like that because I thought maybe I had a bump on my head, and I took my hand out, and just hair, like clumps and clumps of hair, and I burst out crying because my hair. After that, I went to the police, filed reports. Nothing came of it. They couldn't find who they were. They said, the police said that they think that they were gypsies and they were travellers, so they were moving around, and they wouldn't have been able to find them, basically, is what they told me. I did go ahead with the police and try and find out who it was, and I looked on CCTV at the Motor Point Arena, which, by the way, phones from the 1990s could have recorded a clearer video than that. It was like, it was legitimately like a 2-megapixel camera, no jokes. There was no way that you could see what was going on or what they looked like or anything. The CCTV was awful. My character descriptions were awful because it happened so quick that I didn't stop and think, what eye colour have they all got? Like, they were asking me that, and I was like, I've literally got no idea. But yeah, that is my story of how I got beat up, attacked, jumped, whatever you want to call it. It was not a pleasant experience. I also want to hear if anything like this has happened to you, like a random attack. If you have any kind of idea what you want future storytime videos to be about, whether it be like you want to know more about relationships or you want to know more about school, then let me know also down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, by the way. If you did, let me know by giving this video a big thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, why not? So I will see you next time. Bye! That wasn't a good kiss.